Well, hello everyone. A bit of a different video today because we have a lot to talk about. First of all, if you're new, I'm Trevor and this is Anna. We're the Delightful Travelers. Click subscribe. You're going to want to do that. Feel free to leave us a comment, share the video. If you're not new, thanks to each and every one of you that tune in every week. It means the world to us.
Yeah, we thought it was time to do a sit-down video and really tell you guys some updates. We have lots of things to update you on, to catch you up on. Some big changes coming.
Yeah, there's some big changes coming to the channel here as we make our way throughout the video. You'll find out about all of those. But let's just talk about how we got into this whole thing, this whole travel game and being travel YouTubers now. It's certainly not something we ever thought we'd be, and sort of fell into it, but we'll just backtrack a bit for all of you that don't really know our history. We used to have full-time jobs, and over the years we've been trying to work for ourselves, which is what we do now, and become, I guess they say, location independent. And we used to own a big home, and we've been downsizing kind of for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, and for those of you that are brand new around here, our home base is basically Halifax, Nova Scotia. We've lived there for a long time,
Yeah.
But like Trevor said, we used to have a home there and had full-time jobs at one point.
So while we had the jobs, we would take as much vacation as we could and travel the world as far as we could on, 2 or 3 weeks vacation. We time it around holidays. Eventually, we kind of somehow worked our way into taking months off at a time. I think I left my full-time job first, so we kind of go for 2 months and then return home.
But even at that point, when we were going at 2 months, I think I'd quit my job at that point.
Yep.
Before that, we were taking like maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks vacation. I would take vacation from my job, take some like unpaid leaves, that kind of thing. And then eventually, soon after, I left my job as well.
So you could see we started to just wanted to travel more and more and more. And then if we go back a few years, we went to the Philippines, and just when we both left our jobs and we thought things were going oh so well, we all know what happened. The pandemic, and we got stuck in the Philippines, eventually made our way finally after 4 months back to Canada and Nova Scotia where we're from, and then got stuck there for like a year and a half.
A year and a half. Didn't get to do really any traveling at all because we were basically stuck in our own home province. We got to do loads of stuff. We really got to discover Nova Scotia in a way that we never imagined we would.
We love where we're from, but at that point, I think you could probably imagine we were gearing up to go for good. Like to be on the road, let's say full time. And it was a huge setback, and we were very disappointed, of course. Like everyone had big plans, and they all got kind of crushed. So let's take it back to last year, around this time. I think it was like last October. We decided to go to the Dominican Republic and go live there. So at the time, there was some things still happening with the pandemic. We thought we'd play it safe, and we did spend, I think, 8 or 9 months in the beautiful Dominican Republic, and honestly fell in love with the country. It felt like our second home.
It still feels like our second home when I think about it. And our original plan, I think we went in October, was to stay maybe until like the end of January or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Omicron hit, so we're like, oh, maybe we'll just stick around for a little while. And we were loving it. Honestly, it didn't feel like a sacrifice of by any means. We loved our life there. And we ended up staying until June.
So you can see back to the travel bug is very high in us, and just a few months ago we returned from the Dominican Republic and Turks and Caicos. We did that right at the end to Nova Scotia. So that's fairly recent, and here we are for the very first time. As we look forward, there's a lot of opportunity to kind of live out our dreams. So that brings us to what's about to happen. We can finally say, and I mean finally say, we're starting full-time travel. This time we bought a one-way ticket to go somewhere, and I'll give a little spoiler. We're in that place now.
Can't believe you just said that.
I know, but you're gonna find out where. So, because we're gonna be full-time traveling, there's gonna be some changes to the channel.
So before we get into where we are and what our plans are, let's talk about how we set ourselves up, because people always ask us how we afford to travel, like what our plans are, how we do it basically.
Yeah, there's no, I don't think there's like a clear path for anyone to do this, and if there's anyone else, it's like a digital nomad or people that really want to do this. The first step is you have to want to do it. You're not lucky to do this. It's not handed to you.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and I don't just mean from videos, because we don't just travel because of our YouTube videos. I mean, I wish. We realized long ago you need multiple income streams. That's it.
Yeah, the way it kind of started off, we talked about full-time jobs. Trevor is a web designer and worked full-time in that industry for years and eventually started his own company, which when I quit my job, joined him to work with him. So we do have a web design company.
And we don't talk about the website company enough, so if you need a website design, let us know, because we do that. We have designed some of our subscribers' websites and other YouTube creators, so yeah, we do that as well, so we never say that enough. Also, we have the YouTube channel that does help us make money. We get sponsors in videos, and thank you guys for watching those sponsors and sometimes buying the products. That really helps us kind of get on the road. We used to own a house, you heard me say that. We downsized over time, sold it. We own a condo in Halifax, and we own a tiny house, which is in Blue Bayou Resort in Cape Breton at the top of Nova Scotia.
If you want to see more about the tiny house, we have very, very recent videos about that, so you don't have to go back very far.
Yeah, and we also have a blog that we're working on growing, and we're trying to do some stuff on Facebook. So as you can see, I don't even know how many things
It's a lot of juggling.
It's a lot of juggling, but there's about 5 or 6 different income streams. Some of them are better than others, of course, but that's kind of a good way to how to do this. We also have Patreon, and you can join our YouTube channel if you want to do that. You don't have to. The videos will always be free, but big thanks for all of you guys that do. We have a lot of channel members and Patreons, and without you guys, I don't know if we'd do this.
And I think if it's not something that interests you, keep in mind, I think you sort of just mentioned it, but we do get sponsored a lot in our videos, and it really helps if you're interested in one of the products to click on it and purchase. They actually, the people that sponsor us actually can see that stuff, and they like it when people buy stuff.
All right, it's time to take them outside here. Look at this place.
Any guesses just based on the stairwell, even the region?
It's funny because we have this dark stairwell that's like an elevator behind us there, and then to get outside we have this big door.
Big door.
Yeah, look at this. All right, so you guys can probably see the background here. Any guesses? Any guesses to where we might be? You can leave us a comment below. We're gonna tell you in just a moment.
But those of you that have been following on Instagram already know the answer to this because we've been doing some stories here and there.
So I'm going to assume that most of you can tell that maybe this is Europe. We'll tell you that right now. Look, if you go this way, you can see like a structure over there. So we are in Europe, but are you ready? We thought we'd kick off full-time travel in
Sicily.
We're in Sicily, in Italy, and we could not be more excited, and we could not be more hungry, because that's what you come here for. We're just on our way to the pizza place now, but I know we mentioned full-time travel, and you guys are probably like, what does that all mean? So we're gonna fill you in over some pizza. 2
big beers, and yes, they are Peroni, and 2 pieces of pizza, 13 euros. Gonna get used to those prices, especially after being in very expensive Canada for a couple of months. But you're probably wondering, like, what does this mean for our channel? Are things gonna change a lot? Well, yes and no. We're gonna continue to have loads and loads and loads of travel content, even more than ever, because we are gonna be traveling full time. We're not even gonna really consider Halifax home anymore, even though it will be a place we continue to return to, but we're gonna be traveling so much. Another thing to think about here is that when we were in Dominican Republic, we really enjoyed the slow aspect of it, of really learning about a place and getting to spend a lot of time there and not being rush and go all the time, getting to relax into a place a little bit. We're gonna be doing a lot more of that.
I'm halfway through this pizza already. It was a square, I promise, and it is delicious as it looks. Now, we mentioned full-time travel. That is, of course, the biggest announcement, but because of full-time travel, it is going to change many things in what we do. The biggest is we're gonna slow down. We learned that in the Dominican Republic. We like to go a little slower. Sometimes we might go a little faster, but here's the thing we're gonna be looking for while we're traveling the globe. We're going to be looking for places where we could potentially live or spend a lot of time like we did in the Dominican Republic. So that's gonna make it really fun. So sometimes we might get to a place, another country, let's say, or this country, and we might realize right away, like, this is the spot for us, and we'll just not make any plans, stay put, and go from here and see what we think. Do we like living like a local? Do we like the food? Do we like the city? Do we like the beach town? We're really excited about this because it sets us up in the future with just maybe more options on what we want to do as we get older. So needless to say, all of our goals and all of our dreams are coming true right now. It's been a lot of years to get to this point. We just gave you the update, but here we are and we're starting it all in Sicily.
So of course, if you want to follow along, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and the little notification bell so that you actually know when our videos come out. Like the video, leave us a comment, all of those things.
And a big thanks to our Patreons and our channel members. I think right now we're just going to finish up our Peroni Italian beer and call it a day because we got a lot of planning to do with future videos.
So obviously the next video is going to be here in Palermo. We're going to be exploring, basically will be our first impressions, but what do we think about Palermo?
Yeah, and don't worry, we'll be eating more food as well.
Absolutely. All right guys, that's it.
From Palermo, wishing you delightful travels.
See ya.